Why I love and I hate the book Outlive. It's a bestseller from Peter Attia. I think it's a wonderful book. And overall, I would give it a 98%. You should read this for sure. And the reason is he does a great job of laying out the reasoning for how he practices medicine with his patients and what people should do to generally be healthy. The reason I don't love it is because he makes things very complicated and he maximizes. He is a maximizer. I trained with many doctors, and Peter is something we would call a gunner. That means that he is going to do everything he can to get to that 99th percentile. And gunners at my school would stay in the library at all hours, study their tails off, and they would get an A. And I'm a little bit more of a hacker, meaning I figured out that to get into a good residency, I had to ace the USMLEs. And so I didn't go to class all the time. I actually spent most of my time studying for the test, and I aced my USMLEs, which are the step exams, the board exams, so that I could get into the residency I wanted to. Now, I learned medicine really good through that study, but my goal wasn't an A on the test just to get an A. Now, I'm not saying that Peter's, centenarian decathlon or the other things that he's saying aren't good. They're absolutely good. But do most people want to be able to do pull-ups when they're 100 years old? Or do most people want to sprint up a hill when they're 100 years old? Probably not. I think most people want to have a relatively good life when they're 90 years old. And Peter would argue with me that that's what he has his patients do. They define what they want when they're 90 to 100 years old. But what I would say is it gets really complicated if you don't lay out a very specific goal and plan for people. And so reading the book where it's not laid out, it becomes really difficult. And then even if you dig into his course, Early Medical, it's amazing, but it's so much work. You really have to make things easier for people. And so do I love his book? Absolutely love it. Do I recommend it? 98% recommend it. There's that 2% of me that just says many people will be turned off by reading it and saying, I could never do this. If you feel that way, check us out. We'll help you do it. Thanks.